grab a beer, and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy, and as you can tell, I kind of caught a cold. So bear with me. We're working through that, but I wanted to get a podcast in here because special guest is actually back in the Northwoods here.
Yeah.
From the first time in a while. My daughter, you're actually back.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So she's been hanging out down in Missouri.
Yes.
Playing basketball and doing, got a job down there.
Yes, I have moved on from the court a little bit.
So how's life after basketball?
It's going good. I have a lot more time on my hands than I used to.
I suppose now you can actually just watch basketball for the fun of it now instead of... Yeah,
there are times I still get nervous, though. I have some friends who are coaching, and I still sit there and I feel like I'm in the game. I'm like, these are junior high boys. I don't think I need to be stressed.
There you go. Well, so that's good. Speaking of basketball, we got March Madness going on.
Yes, we do. They just released all the brackets.
Yeah. So we always do a family bracket challenge.
Yes.
Usually, I think I win all the time, don't I?
Oh, you sure like to compliment yourself, don't you?
Actually, I'm pretty sure I maybe won once. I usually don't do well. We do one for the men's bracket and then one for the women's. And last year, I know I did a lot better on the women's bracket than I did the men's. So
there's always one I do really good and then one I'm really stinking. There's no in between.
Well, that's usually how mine goes. So welcome to the club.
Yeah.
So we were sitting here and decided, hey, let's do a podcast. First time. This is first time, right, that you've been on the podcast?
First or maybe second. I think I might have done a recap with 4th of July with you one time.
Okay, that might
be. But
be.
It wasn't like an actual full-on we're tasting things podcast.
Okay. Well, we're tasting things today. It's kind of funny because, what was it? 3 days ago, we could see the grass and it was warm.
Yep. Back in Missouri, I got a sunburn last weekend and all of my coworkers were making fun of me.
Yeah. And then over the weekend, this past weekend, we got 15 inches of snow here.
Yeah. Gotta love it.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome back to Wisconsin.
Yes.
So crazy. Now, one other thing, I guess, getting back into the basketball brackets for a minute, you kind of have a connection a little bit.
I do. Special shout out to one of my former teammates, Callie in the Murray State Racers. They punched their ticket and they're going to be playing Maryland in the first round. If you want to pick a Cinderella story coming out of women's basketball, I'd put your money on the Racers.
Yeah. Now, Callie, she was also the Player of the Year.
Yes, she was the Missouri Valley Player of the Year. She actually set a program record for most points scored in a season. She is just doing amazing this year. She's awesome.
That's pretty incredible.
Yes. They keep saying she's the queen of Iowa now.
Oh, wow. That's big shoes to live up to.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't there, I vaguely remember there was some
maybe
faintly known, I don't remember what her name was, but.
She's not there no more. Hallie's she's the new one.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah. Anyway, I can't remember the other one's name. Just kidding. So, yeah. So we decided. Now, I know you've tasted craft beers with me before.
Yes.
But you agreed to help me out. We usually do at least one episode a season. I've done it twice with your mom on canned cocktails. So that's what we're going to do today.
It just so happens a lot of these are ones I left in your fridge.
And I need room for new beers I picked up to put in the fridge. So that also helps me. It's a win-win.
Yes,
so.
This is definitely coming from my camper drinks that I bring and just so happened to leave up there.
Well, there you go. Hey, whatever it takes. So yeah, we're going to do one brand to begin with is what we were going to do. And then we got to looking at everything else that was in the fridge. And we saw that we got 4 that have pineapple in them.
Yes.
No, there's 5. Yeah, 5 that have pineapple. And then 1, we threw it in to have 6.
Yeah.
So it's like the regular version. And then we got 5 that have some form of pineapple. We're going to dive into those. So the routine. You've actually, at our beer tastings in the Northwoods, you've been our official scorer, and you're also, I believe, the reigning Labor Day champion.
Yes, I am.
So, beginner's luck, we'd like to say. But
hey, it took me 2 times. So
that's right. It was twice you did it. That's right. I forgot.
And I actually picked my beers this time. So
yeah. You can't blame me for you not
Yeah.
losing or not winning. So yeah, exactly. All right. Well, hey, might as well get into one. And then, like I said, the score is 0 to 5 by 1/10 of a point.
Yep.
So then we'll kind of go from there. So the first one, what do we have?
We have a Fresca Mixed Signature. It's just their grapefruit citrus flavor, their normal kind of base for all the other ones.
What does it say for ABV? Is it 5%?
5% ABV, yep.
Okay. And when we did our research, we went to their website, but it was under construction.
Yes, it is.
Now, we did find out it's made by Constellation brand.
Yep.
In partnership with Coca-Cola, you said, right?
Yeah, that's about all I could find on it in terms of who makes it.
Now, that does make sense because I'm sure the Pop Fresca was probably a Coke product.
Probably.
So that's how they got into doing this. Now, this is a vodka, what is it? Vodka spritz, whatever a spritz is. But the one interesting thing I did find on the can too is it is canned in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
It is. It's a can by Fresca Mixed Spirits Company, La Crosse, Wisconsin, right there on the back.
So pretty crazy.
Please enjoy responsibly.
Oh, well, see, they just went and ruined it. So, well, do you want to crack that one open and pour us a little bit?
Ooh, that one sounded good. I feel like I'm filming one of the commercials where they're pouring it out and you see the
There you go. So this one, when you first pour it, it kind of reminds me of the way an Alka-Seltzer looks.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind
Very
of cloudy, bubbly.
It reminds me of like Squirt.
There you go.
When you pour Squirt.
Yeah.
Or I'm sure Fresca looks the same.
Right. You can smell the grapefruit.
You can. I think that's probably where I'm getting the Squirt from. Because Mom would always drink Squirt more growing up than Fresca.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I've noticed on like the other episodes that we've done, these canned cocktails, because I'm not a big canned cocktail guy typically.
Yeah.
But they're not really that bad.
No, if you didn't tell me there was vodka in here, I would have just thought this was a Fresca.
Yeah.
You don't taste it at all.
No, that's a good point. Because like I said, I don't really get any kind of alcohol taste out. So it'll be interesting because we do have different brands also. So
this would be very dangerous for me if I was in the water or on a pontoon.
Like on a pontoon and it's hot and you get this on ice. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure. Really clean. I mean, like you said, it's refreshing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of impressed. I think when your mom and I did one, I think we did have a Fresca and it was this original one.
Yes.
I'm almost positive that's the only one I've tasted. But it is clean. And like you said, on a pontoon or just sitting in a lawn chair with this ice cold, I think could really be good.
Yeah, that'd be nice in the heat of summer.
Yeah.
Even though we're sitting here looking
out at snow piles.
It's still refreshing even though we're in the wrong season.
Exactly. So score-wise, what do you think?
I think I would give this a 2.7.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's higher than average for me because there are times with canned cocktails that all you can taste is the alcohol, or it has like a funky, kind of like, oh, maybe it's been sitting in the can too long taste. And this didn't have anything like that. I really liked it. It wasn't something that I would reach for all the time just because I feel like grapefruit, or even though it's the theme of our podcast, pineapple flavors usually will give me heartburn pretty quick.
Sure.
And I'll just kind of get like fatigued of that flavor. But it was still above average for me. I thought it was very good. Okay,
yeah. I say score for me. Actually, I like it too. I think I'm going to go with the same score. The one thing I was worried about is grapefruit. Because, I'm not a big grapefruit, especially, the fruit itself, because it's really, you get those ones that you're just like, that's really strong.
Or that bitter.
Yeah.
And this doesn't have
it at all.
Which is a lot of grapefruit sodas don't either. Yep. But I still was kind of like, you have a Paloma. Those can be a little bit more on the bitter side. But this was very good for a grapefruit seltzer.
Yeah, I agree. It does remind me of the Fresca soda itself. So and that's not a bad thing. No. I don't know if Fresca's available all over. The soda itself as well, or these drinks too. I'm not exactly sure where. Well, in Missouri, do you find these down there? Or
I have seen them some places, but I've heard a lot recently about people having a hard time finding them, especially up here too. It's more so in bars.
I was going to say up here we had sounded like a shortage.
Yeah, the great Fresca shortage of
2025, 26. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. So speaking of Missouri, what are some of what would you say like the biggest culture shift that you've noticed from going from Wisconsin to Missouri?
There's quite a few. The biggest one for me was armadillos. I didn't understand that armadillos could live that far north. Because in my head, Missouri it's not a northern state by any stretch, but it's not like the South. I don't see it as being a southern state or by any means. And I'm like, oh, armadillos live in Texas. They live in Oklahoma. And then I think about it.
Kind of
yeah,
arid areas.
And they have them in my yard. I'm like, what are
Really?
like, I go armadillo hunting sometimes. I'm just like, what's going on? Like, how I didn't realize this could happen.
Right.
And then my first week living in Missouri, I saw a lizard run across the ground like one UT in Florida, gecko.
A lizard. I thought you said a blizzard. I'm like, no, we just had one. What are you talking about?
No, a lizard. I was shocked. I had no idea. Ran right out in front of me at the apartment.
It wasn't a salamander. We've got salamanders, but...
Because I even asked my boyfriend, I was like, oh, do you know what a salamander is? Because I was talking about the lizards and everything. He's like, what do you mean a salamander? He's like, I've heard of them, but I don't think they have them. So I made you guys send me a picture of one when you were camping, when you found one.
Yeah, I found that one,
Yeah, but that was crazy to me. And then this is kind of me being a little bit of a nerd right now. But I took some classes for speech pathology while I was in college. And I have noticed people in Missouri say the short I and the short E the same way. So instead, because in Wisconsin, it's like like pen, but they say it like like pin. So pen and a pin are two different things, but to them, they say it the same.
How do they say stick pin?
So they'll say stick pin, but if there's something with an E, they'll say it as a I.
So it could be, I need a pin. Is it a stick pin or a writing utensil?
You have no idea. Because I found this out because my boyfriend, his cousin, had a little baby girl and they named her Lennon and they gave her a nickname. But his mom kept telling me, oh, her nickname is Linny. Like Linny, kind of like a Lynn.
Yep.
But her nickname is actually Lenny.
Oh.
And the whole time I thought that her name was Linny and she kept saying her name was Lennon, not Lennon.
Oh.
And I was like, oh. So I talked with them and his cousin's wife is from California. So I was talking with her. And I was like, oh, we have some friends back home who have a Lennon, but they call her Lenny. And she looked at me like, yeah, that's what her name is. And I was like, what? And it was just such a shock for me.
See, I knew that.
Yeah, I said, oh.
No problem. Well, hey, let's start in on these pineapples.
Yes.
So this first one is the Fresca. Once again, here, I'll have you.
Yes.
And it's saying 5%.
It is. This is still Fresca Mixed Pineapple Citrus. So it's not just pineapple. It's got some citrus in there too.
And that's what another one, a couple of these have other things besides pineapple, but pineapple's on the can, so we're going to group it together.
Thought they would fit together well.
Yeah. So why don't you crack into that one and we'll... looks the same.
It does. Maybe a little hint of like yellow. Or maybe that's just because I poured it in my glass first.
Yeah, I think it's just...
I think I'm just seeing.
Yeah.
It might just be the lamp.
Oh, I can smell.
Oh, yeah.
Even in my sniffer not working quite as good as normal, I do get the pineapple aroma.
Yeah, you can smell pineapple. I kind of like that.
The pineapple is not overpowering by any means.
No, it kind of reminds me
faint.
Of the pineapple we would have. It's not as strong as it, but the pineapple when we went to Hawaii, where it's like more sweet rather than like a tart taste. This is, to me, it has more of a sweet pineapple taste. That's where I mean, like the Dole Whip or like stuff like that.
Boy, when like you said, when you were in Hawaii, because you were there because your basketball team played in a tournament, and your mom and I went down to watch because, hey, we're in Hawaii. We may never get back there.
You might as well.
But we took a bus trip kind of around the island to see, different things. Went to the Dole plantation and all that. But we stopped at like this little, like a kind of a strip mall kind of thing, just a little, but it was because of the pineapple guy that was in the parking lot. And so you went over and you got like, they cut a pineapple in half and like cubed it. And then they put this, it was like a powdered, some kind of thing they put on there that it was crazy good.
Was it like a chili?
No. It was.
Because I was wondering if it was tahini, because a lot of people will put tahini on.
I think that's what it was.
So that's like kind of like a chili.
Yeah, but it's like a reddish.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tahini.
That pineapple was the most unbelievable pineapple that I've ever tasted. And when they were telling us about it, they said that they actually don't send that, whatever that strain of pineapple, they do not ship it even to the United States. The only place you can get it is Hawaii. And it was just crazy. I couldn't believe how good that was.
I will say every breakfast, my favorite part was they would give us little pieces of pineapple on the side of all of our, whatever we had for breakfast. And it was the best pineapple I've ever had in my entire life.
Crazy. Well, hey, What are your thoughts on the Fresca Pineapple Citrus?
I like this one. I'm usually not a big pineapple person. Usually pineapple seltzers, like I'll drink any other flavor in the pack but that, just because it gives me such bad heartburn. But I don't think that one would. Because it's, like I said, it's more the sweeter pineapple. It's not like that tart taste. I really like that one. And I think I like it. I'm trying to see if I like it more than the original.
Right.
Just because after a while, you could get fatigued from that pineapple taste. But I was pleasantly surprised by that.
So score-wise?
I think I'm going to give this one 2.6. I think I'm going to go down a little bit. I liked it, but I could see where that could be a lot.
Yeah, for me, on the back end, I do get a little bit, and I'm sure it's from the citrus.
Yeah.
I get a little bit of, how do you want to describe it? Not a bite, but kind of, it's not pineapple. You know what I mean? You get more of almost like that orange, more of a grapefruit, but like a little bit of a bite. I don't want to say a bite, but you know what I'm talking about. I kind of agree that I hate to say it, I think the grapefruit might be just a little bit better. I'm going to go at 2.5 on the pineapple. My only concern with the pineapple, and like I said, in that aftertaste, kind of that, whatever that bite is, that eventually it might lead to heartburn.
And it might just be the extra acidity, because pineapple is a very acidic fruit. So I'm sure it's just having both of them on top of each other is quite a bit. Yeah,
I'm sure that's probably what it is. But I don't know. It still would be good if you, like you said, on a hot day.
Yes.
Ice cold, these would both be good. And the nice thing is, like I said, when I picked these up, it was in a 4-pack there's 4 different flavors.
Yeah.
And I think they're an 8-pack, aren't they? So you get 2 of each of them. So it's kind of nice. You get a little variety. So you don't get burned up. But a lot of times I see people, they just hammer the grapefruit one and just kind of stick with that. So
I have heard people say that they weren't as big of a fan of the flavored ones as the original, but this wasn't horrible by any means. I would drink that. If someone handed it to me, I wouldn't be disappointed.
Right. Yep, I agree. Cool. Well, I guess let's do another one, then we'll talk about some other stuff. Now, this one, I don't know if I've really heard a lot about this brand, and I believe this is one that you had left. Now, is it Shaken? Is that the brand? Or
yes. So these are Shaken. It's a hard refresher, it says. So these actually don't have any carbonation in them.
Oh.
So they're not a seltzer. They're kind of like, have you had like the Happy Thursdays where it's like a juice more than a...
I don't think so.
Yeah. So
I've had like a couple, remember we had those Welch's?
Oh, yeah.
Were those, I can't remember if they were carbonated or not.
I can't remember if those ones were either. But this one is 4.5% alcohol, so a little bit less than the Frescas.
The Frescas.
But yeah, this one doesn't have any carbonation in it. So it's just, this one is actually pineapple lime.
Oh.
So it's got another little bit of citrus flavor in there.
Okay. Does it say who makes it?
Giving me the government warning.
Of course.
Of course. There's no protein. So if you're trying to get your gains in it, St. Louis, Missouri. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. They do have a website, tapintoyourbeer.com is what it says on here. But I don't know if that's just the Anheuser-Busch website.
Right.
Or what.
Okay. Well, let's crack into it. So it should be different since it's not carbonated.
Yeah.
It shouldn't hypothetically look like Alka-Seltzer.
You would think, oh yeah, this is very clear.
Yeah, the only bubbles are from the aggressive pour.
Yeah, I'm getting a little crazy.
You're getting a little cray-cray here. I can smell
You smell the lime too.
I was going to say.
Smell both of them.
Interesting. Different.
This one's kind of got that funk I was talking about.
Okay, I'm glad I'm just sitting there kind of going, this tastes a little different.
I'm trying to remember, because I've had these before from probably when I left them at the keeper.
That's probably why you left them here?
But I don't remember them having that taste, so maybe it's just because it's been in our fridge for so long.
It could be, yeah.
But I think the fact that it's not carbonated isn't helping that taste any.
Right. And, I noticed the can felt a little bit softer.
Yeah.
So it could be something goofy there. We did have, I think there's another one in the fridge. We'll have to compare it at some point, but it's just different. I mean, there's no carbonation. So when I'm tasting it, I'm expecting a little bit of bubbles, so to speak, and then it's not there. So it's like, okay, is this water or is this?
And then it's reminding me of those hint waters where like it smells like it should have a lot more flavor than it does.
And then it doesn't, it barely has the flavor.
And it has more flavor than those, but it still feels like there should be more.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out, because there's really not a predominant flavor.
No.
Because it's kind of how you look at it. Do you get the pineapple or do you get the lime?
I get both of them.
That's what I was saying.
But neither of them are quite like.
No, it's like you can tell if you're looking for the lime, you get the lime. If you're looking for the pineapple, you kind of get the pineapple.
It's all a matter of perspective with this one.
There you go. It is different. Again, I'm sure if it was ice cold, it wouldn't be bad.
And we pulled it right out of the fridge too.
Yeah, so it's still, it is cold. So
it was cold, but it almost when you're drinking, it didn't feel like it was all that cold.
Right.
And maybe that's just because it was fridge cold, not like cooler full of ice cold.
Right.
That's always a little bit of a difference.
Yeah. So I guess personally, I'm going to say, honestly, I'm going to go like a 2.4 just because, I don't know, I kind of like the carbonation better. Where I suppose if you don't like carbonation, I can totally see where somebody would like it. I mean, it does have flavor. I got both of the flavors, but it's just, to me, it just wasn't different enough to where I'm just kind of confused, I guess.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 2.3. This one wasn't really my fave. I don't mind when they don't have carbonation. I've had quite a few other canned cocktails where there's no carbonation in it. And I like that. I don't mind that at all. But this one, I feel like could have used some carbonation, or just maybe it sat too long. And it just kind of had like, I don't want to say it was a metallic taste, but you know how sometimes seltzers will get a little funk.
Yep.
Like the aftertaste is more like, I don't know what that was.
Right.
And I just wasn't vibing with that.
Yeah. I totally agree. Like I said, nothing wrong with it.
Yes.
But of the first three, that would be the third one.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? If you grab one or the other, I'd take the other two first.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, let's grab another one and get back on the better train, I guess.
Get some bubbles.
Now your mom and I had done a podcast, but it was on their margarita versions. So this one is.
We have Carbliss Pineapple now, another vodka cocktail.
And if the listeners remember from when Susie and I did the Carbliss one, this is the couple that came up with Carbliss is from Wisconsin.
Yes, they are. And this one is also 5%, jumping back up like the Frescas.
So I've noticed that a lot of there's other canned cocktails out there, and I have one in the fridge that was actually a bourbon cherry cola.
Wow.
That one's 12% ABV. Where I've noticed like these styles all kind of hover at that 5%. Little below, little above, and they kind of, it seems like that's where they kind of live.
Yes, the best way I can describe these, in my opinion, is kind of like the light beers, where they're made to drink all day.
Sure.
They're made for the group of people who are going to be drinking them throughout the day, not just sitting at night having a couple of drinks. My boyfriend recently just said something where he was talking with his friends about trying craft beer now that you've kind of introduced those more to him. He said they're awesome. But if you're going to be sitting around all day drinking beer, you're not just going to pound these 12% beers all day. Like, that's not going to be sustainable for you. That's why especially it has to do with price too, I will say.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of those Missouri boys are going to be paying.
Because you can get a case of stuff cheaper than you can get a bottle of some of the stuff we've bought.
Oh, yeah. They always talk about how you can get a 30 rack of Natty Light for $20 some. So not only that, but they're drinking them all day.
Right.
And for them, you give them 2 craft beers and they might be done for.
Right.
Depending on what they have been drinking in the past.
Oh, sure.
So that's how I honestly can describe these, because there are some craft cocktails that are higher ABV out there, but these ones are more for the people who are going to be drinking quite a few of them.
Right.
In the grand scheme of things.
And it's funny, just the number of different companies that have come into the craft cocktail market. Seems like every time I go to the store, there's another new one and another new one. So, I mean, I think they're here to stay. Carbliss I think they're one of the top ones as far as people that, everybody's heard of Carbliss, I think. Yeah. And it's pretty incredible. And that's just how many, like I said, Welch's. We had those Welch's
or Crystal Light.
Crystal Light just came out with one.
And even the smaller breweries we go and visit, when we went to Crossroads near St. Louis, they had like a tap that was just for their vodka seltzer. Yeah. And they did like a make your own. So they just had different flavorings you could add to it. Yep. And it was just like a vodka soda. And then you just added whatever flavor you wanted. So even the smaller breweries are seeing that there's a market for that and are getting into it just to have in their tap rooms.
And there's a brewery up by the cities, Uncommon Loon, that they have seltzer. And it's the same thing. They make a seltzer and then they have all these different flavorings that you can choose which flavor.
Yeah, like syrups.
It makes sense because then you just make one instead of having to make 20.
It's really smart, especially for in a tap room.
Yep.
That's so smart.
Yep, exactly. All right. Well, hey, let's break into the Carbliss. This one, I'm thinking we should have high expectations. I would sure think, because I have had Carbliss before.
Yes.
So we'll see if it lives up to it.
I feel like we should know what we're getting, but
you would think.
I have been surprised in the past.
Okay, we do have bubbles, so we're back into the carbonation. A little bit different color than the Fresca.
It is a lighter yellow.
It's got kind of a hint of a pineapple-y yellow color.
Yeah. And it's clear still. I can see through it, other than the bubbles.
Now, this could just be my cold. I'm not getting a huge amount of aroma.
Yeah, it's not a big smell of pineapple. Definitely the other ones we've smelled have had more of a pineapple smell to it.
This one has more of a pronounced, I mean, you can taste pineapple.
Yeah, so it's definitely a sweeter taste. It's not like that tart. And it is just pineapple too. It's not like a pineapple citrus or mixed with lime like the other ones
this is
have been.
probably our first pineapple. It's just pineapple.
Yeah, I like it though.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's...
I'm not a huge pineapple seltzer person, but I could drink all of that and be okay, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I do not dislike that at all.
Yeah, that one, and it's really smooth. It's really easy to drink.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not getting that funky taste. You're not getting just something you can't quite put your finger on.
Right. Yeah, and I don't have that, well, like I said, with that, the Fresca, where I had that kind of that acidic little bit of on the aftertaste. I don't have that with this. I wish I had a better description for that, but that's the best thing I can come up with.
I understand that. It really doesn't have that, almost where like it makes your mouth water like that. This doesn't have that at all, which is nice.
Boy, score-wise, well, I guess I can go again. Score-wise on this one, I think I like it. I think I'm going to go like a 2.9. I'll go a 3. Actually, I'll go a 3 on that. I do think that's my favorite so far. It's got the pineapple flavor. It doesn't have that, like you said, that acidic kind of that little, and it wasn't harsh, but just that little thing on the end. And you do get good pineapple flavors. So I like it.
You do. Well, you copied me to the T because I also started to write a 2 point something and then changed it to a 3 when I was writing them down. I really like this one. I like it quite a bit more than the other ones we've had. And maybe I'm just a loyal Carbliss person maybe too sometimes.
Sure.
But this one was really good. I think that's going to be the smoothest one so far that I've drank.
Yep.
Out of these ones, because Fresca, all of those, they weren't hard to drink by any means. Like they are also very smooth, but the Carbliss just is, and I think it probably is too, just being the pineapple flavor, not being a pineapple citrus. But I really liked this one. I definitely think this is up in the 3s.
Okay. So in Missouri, now you've been to a few craft breweries.
Yeah.
In Missouri. Are they pretty similar, would you say, to up in this area? Or what are your thoughts on there?
I would say a lot of them lean more towards like some of the ones up here, but there are some really cool ones down there. There's one actually in Stover, which is very near where I live, that it's on a fish hatchery. So it's a goldfish hatchery.
Really?
That they use the natural spring water to brew their beer.
Okay.
And they just opened recently. They're really only open, well, they've been open a couple of years now, but they're only open on the weekends. They always have some event going on. So they'll do like guys' night. They'll do ladies' night where everyone brings a side and they provide the meat and you guys have a steak and you have a good meal and you're just drinking with your friends. They'll do trivia. They have bands out there. They do a lot of stuff, but it's really cool because you get to see all of the ponds.
Okay.
You see all the really cool fish ponds. And they actually have a beer it's a crawfish boil beer.
Really?
They used to actually do crawfish out there too, but the market kind of took a hit. And they had a couple of years where animals were just eating all the crawfish out of the ponds. So they weren't making any money on them. But they have a crawfish boil beer.
So does it actually have crawfish juice in it? Or is it just, because, I've had beers too where they have a name like that, but it's just a normal beer.
Well, this one, it tastes like a seafood boil is what I've been told.
Oh, really?
I haven't tried it myself.
You haven't tried it? Okay.
But there was a couple down there one time who he tried it. He actually ended up buying a 6-pack. He's like, I just want to take it to show people.
Right.
Like, so they could try it. Because it's kind of got, what I've heard, they said it was kind of like that lemony, like the spice kind of taste to it. And I don't know for sure if they use actual crawfish.
Right.
That's something I would have to ask.
Seasoning. We'd have sometime on... we'll have to come down and go there. I think we talked about that before. Now, it's a newer place. Is it open all year, I'm guessing?
It's open year-round, but it's only Friday, Saturday,
Sunday.
Maybe Sunday.
Okay. And as far as like the look of it, is it a pretty cool?
Yeah, it's inside. There's not a whole lot in there. They got tables on the back wall. They have the fishing nets hung everywhere from the fishers.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. They have papers kind of talking about their family story and how they're one of the biggest goldfish hatcheries around.
Okay.
It is really cool in there.
And what was the name of it?
Weltman Springs.
Weltman Springs. Okay.
Weltman Springs.
Now, when we were down there before, we'd actually went to Boulevard in Kansas City. We've been to Smoke Brewing in Lee Summit.
smoked, they definitely
was
have
the
some of
other?
the best food for.
I'm trying to remember it because we went to a couple different places.
Goat. What was the goat one? Because that
Yeah.
logo was a goat.
Dang it, I'm drawing a
They had the
blank.
salsa beer. I'll have to look back at your podcast.
Yes, the salsa beer it tasted like salsa, but it was definitely it was different. So.
I knew I was in for it when as soon as I walked in the place, you said, try this.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no. I was like, it's either going to be really good or it's going to be something I'm like, what did you just make me drink?
Right. And, as far as the number of breweries, there's a lot in Wisconsin,
yes.
in the upper Midwest. There's a lot. In Missouri, Kansas City, there was a lot around that area because, of course, population-wise, there's a lot of people, a lot of craft breweries. And I know you're kind of you're away about an hour, roughly, from Kansas City.
Yes.
And there's a few, but not right in your town, but, there's a few. But still, they pop up. And
mm-hmm.
I think the ones that have been around, that do good stuff. Do you see much for like stouts and things like that down there, or is it more lighter stuff, do you think, or you're not really?
I see them for sure. Like we have a little local, it's called Local Tap. So it's a little tap room beer cellar down there, and they carry stouts, they carry everything. It's kind of like how the beer shop was.
Oh, sure.
But you can find it if you look for it. There isn't a ton of bigger liquor distributors and sellers right where I am, but we have our smaller, like we have State Fair Spirits, we have some smaller liquor stores, but we don't have like a Total Wine and More. But if you go up towards like Lee Summit or Kansas City, you'll find Total Wines up there.
It's bigger.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I will say, if you go to some of these breweries like Wetland Springs, there's Bee's Knees down there. They'll have a darker beer. They want to brew beers that everyone wants to try. So they have those ones too for the people who like them. But I think when I see them getting a little bit more experimental, they lean more towards the lighter beers.
Sure.
Other than Boulevard is obviously a big name where they are known for darker bourbon barrel, that sort of thing.
Yep, exactly. All right. Well, let's. What's the next one that we have?
Our next one is Simply Spiked. So that's like the Simply Juice brand.
Okay.
Where they have like Simply Lemonades, all of those. But this is their tropical pack, so it's mango pineapple.
Ooh.
Yes, this is also 5% ABV, and it says it has 5% real fruit juice in it.
So 95% fake fruit juice?
Yeah, apparently. And maybe whatever the alcohol is, I don't know.
Yeah. And this is carbonated, I'm guessing, as well.
I'm thinking. It doesn't say non-carbonated, so I would guess it's carbonated.
Okay. Does it say? Because the one can actually said that we had to shake it.
Yeah, this one said flip before you sip it. It's got a little diagram in case you don't know what that means.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
And we did. We've rolled it and flipped it and all that good stuff. So.
And this one is also from the great state of Wisconsin. It's produced and bottled for Simply Spiked Company in Milwaukee.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's crack into it. And so this is pineapple mango.
And I believe I got this one in a variety pack where they have a tropical, where it was mango pineapple and then just regular pineapple, I think, for the two flavors. So there wasn't a ton of variety in the variety pack for that one.
Now this one, color-wise, it's kind of in between the Fresca and the...
It's almost a little cloudy.
Carbliss. Yeah, a little bit cloudy.
But I will say, I haven't even picked my glass up yet, and I can smell it from here.
I was going to say, you can...
It smells more like mango, though.
That's what I was going to say. I'm not picking up an aroma of pineapple, but...
I feel like this one would give me heartburn really bad.
I was going to say, I thank you for saying that, because it's not bad, but I could probably do a couple of them, and then I might start getting...
I'm remembering why I left this one in the beer fridge.
Oh.
And I will say, one day where you drink nothing but these, I don't think I'd ever be able to drink it again.
Oh. Flavor, you get burned out on it?
Yeah, no. I need a little bit more variety than this.
Interesting. It is definitely carbonated.
Yes.
It's very, when you swallow it, it's still, you get that.
Yeah, that's more like Alka-Seltzer than the other one.
Yeah, yes.
Looks like it.
Yep, exactly. So what, flavor-wise, it is what it is. I mean, again, my cold is kind of dampening things a little bit, so I kind of got mango and such. I'm hoping that you probably could get a little better. I
taste more mango. It's very mango forward.
Yeah.
You could make an argument that you taste the pineapple, but I taste predominantly
I was going to say, I think
mango. I think it's more the carbonation that's thrown me off.
Okay.
Just because it's so fizzy that I can't tell what all I taste. And that's typical. I've had other packs from the Simply, and they're all very carbonated.
Okay.
Because they have like Simply Limeades, they have Simply Lemonades, they have the Simply Tropicals. And
So they have different lines per se,
yes,
or
they have
whatever.
different variety packs.
There you go. Yeah.
Kind of like how Carbliss has the margarita, the
Yep.
regular.
Yep.
They have like a whole pack that's all limeades, that's all lemonades, that's tropicals. I think now they might have even like a peach or something like that
Okay.
too. But these ones aren't my favorite.
Okay. So score wise, what are you thinking?
I would give this a 2.4. I liked it better than the shaken,
Okay.
but I definitely think it's below the rest of them.
Okay. What, I agree with you. I like it better than the shaken, but it's just going to be what did I give the shaken?
A 2.4.
Oh man. Drop that one down to like a 2.3.
Yeah.
And I'll give this a 2.4 because now that I'm sitting here, I can start to almost feel
The gut rot.
like, yep, heartburn. I keep going with that. I'm going to have heartburn.
Yeah.
I'm sure they make a lot of it. So I'm sure a lot of people really like it. And I've talked about this over and over before on here, like the Mike's Hard Lemonade. I can have one and I'll get heartburn. And I think it would be similar with that.
And these, I think the first time I ever tried it, it was actually when I was down in Missouri. One of my friend's moms had it and she let me take a sip of it. And I was like, oh, that's good. And then now I try it when I hadn't been drinking all day on the river. And I'm like, oh.
And you're like, oof.
Like, this is going to give me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know.
Cool. Well, hey, why don't we crack into the last one? And so now this one, I don't know if I've ever had this brand before.
From this brand. Let me say.
Okay, so the brand is
Good Boy Vodka. So this is a vodka cocktail. They say it's the John Daly cocktail.
okay.
So this is his brand. He's attached to it.
Oh, really?
Yes. And then they do a cool thing where it's on the back, it says every pour helps a pup. So they donate a lot to working with dogs and veterans and getting veteran service dogs. So that's really cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yes. And this one, it does say low carbonation on it. So there's some carbonation, but it says low
Okay.
with real fruit juice, craft vodka, and naturally sweetened. And this is from Iowa, Des Moines is where it's
Does it say the ABV?
bottled. The ABV on this one is 4.5%.
4.5. Okay.
So that's the same as the shaken one.
Yep.
But yeah, this one, they have other lines of this type too. So this is the vodka cocktail. I really like, they do teas and they do lemonades too.
Okay.
And I like their teas a lot.
And what is the flavors that we should be?
Ooh, this one is a little mixed up. It's cranberry and pineapple.
Oh boy. It'll be interesting because I've had quite a few different cranberry beers and the majority of them are not all that great.
Yeah, I've
had a couple that have been really good. So this should be interesting. So we threw it in. Because it has pineapple. We wanted to kind of round it out and such. So pour wise, I mean, it looks very clear.
And there's not as much bubbles.
Not as much.
When
Correct.
they said low carbonation. Yep. And I will say, I've had a lot of cranberry flavored canned cocktails, and I don't mind them. I like cranberry. It is one of those flavors that's very tart sometimes. Yep. So I wonder how that's going to go with the pineapple, just if it's going to be a lot or if they'll both kind of be mellow.
Right. Yeah, that is a good point to bring up because both of them are very on the tart side, I would say. Yeah.
When you smell it, though, you smell pineapple. I don't think it's a very faint smell, I was
going to say, yeah.
I don't know if you're
having a hard time picking it up.
It is, and even the taste is pretty faint. It's not like what I was worried about with the cranberry and pineapple being too much.
The one thing that I would say I notice, because I don't get a huge amount of flavor, the one thing I notice is after I swallow, I get that dryness from the cranberry.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I'm really picking up. I'm not really, I don't know if I'm picking, but again, as you hear, I'm still.
I taste the pineapple. I taste the pineapple, and then, like you said, it has that finish, kind of like what you expect from a cranberry seltzer beer. They kind of have that same dry swallow kind of thing. But I like that.
That's interesting. So
I think I would really like that on a boat too. And it's not. I think it's because it's so faint. It's not one that I could only have one of and have to be done.
Right. Yep. I agree. I think if it was this one, in its defense, also is not as cold as the other ones.
Yes.
It was a late edition. And it wasn't as chilled. So we do apologize for that. Score-wise, what are you thinking on what was the name of it?
Good Boy.
Okay.
I think I would put that right up there with the Carbliss. I think I like the Carbliss a little bit more just because it is sweeter. And I do like a good sweet drink, but I think this would be better for me if I was going to drink all day. So I'd put this at like a 2.9.
Okay.
if I was going to be having multiple, that would be good because I wouldn't get that stomach just gut rot from having super sugary drinks.
Right.
And Carbliss, it says it has 0 grams of sugar, right? Yeah, Carbliss has 0 sugars, but it is a sweeter drink.
Right.
So you could still get that stomach feeling. But I like these a lot.
Sure. For me, can I look at the scores? Because I can't remember, and I'm pretty sure I probably put myself in a predicament again. I'll go 2.6. That's open. So I'll do a 2.6. I do think for cranberry, it's not bad.
No, not at all.
It's not, like you said, it's got a little bit more carbonation than the one did.
Yes.
But I still think like Carbliss and that, I'd rather grab that first.
Yeah.
But this is cool. I've never had that brand before. So I'm looking forward to, I think we do have a few other ones that hopefully, knock on wood, if the response is good, we'll have, do a few other ones of these. And we do have some other flavors from this company as well. So we'll be able to kind of talk about those. So yeah, I guess to do our normal wrap up, would you recommend these to people that haven't had them before? What were your top 2 or 3 and just any other thoughts that you may have on them?
Yeah, I would say for my top, well, in terms of just recommending them to people, I would recommend any of the shaken. I would say give it a shot. If you like it, you like it. Because I know some people who just can't do carbonation.
Sure.
That's a thing that they're like, I instantly get heartburn. I just can't do it. I get that. So I would say, well, try it. Maybe you'll end up liking it. Maybe we just got a bad can. But all of them were good. There was none where I'm like, bury this in the backyard. Don't even try to drink it. My top 3, Carbliss is definitely probably my top one. Carbliss is at it seems like another level lately with their canned cocktails where they just kind of are one of the best right now.
Yep.
They know what they are doing and they do it well. I would also recommend the Good Boys. And I might be getting a little swayed, the Sappy Story with the veterans and the service dogs.
That's a cool thing though.
It is so cool. And John Daly is so cool. I might be getting a little swayed, but I really like the Good Boys. And maybe it's because I've had their tea ones.
Sure.
And I've had their other flavors that I've really liked. So that might be why I ranked them so high. And then my last one, I would for a third, I'd probably say the regular Fresca. Even because I'm not the biggest pineapple person in the world. And I really, for a cranberry cocktail, that was really good. And it didn't give me heartburn. Maybe if you gave me 15 more of them, I would have a different story. But I really did think these were all great options.
Yeah. For me, the one thing that, I brought it up earlier, is that I'm kind of impressed by how some of these taste, and like I said, we've done some other episodes on different ones, and I'm impressed. I'm not going to run out, and if I go to a bar, I'm not looking to pick up one of these to drink at the bar, and really about the only time I do taste them is when we're doing one of these, but they're good. I think it's one of those things that anybody could drink them, and like you said, if they're ice cold on a warm day, if you're sitting out doing whatever, you could have a couple of them. They're 5% or right around there. They're not going to typically mess you up too much, and they're going to be refreshing, with the flavors and all that kind of stuff. So I agree. Carbliss was the top for me.
Yeah.
I believe my second one was the regular grapefruit Fresca. And third, what did I have for third?
You had the Good Boy at a 2.6.
Oh, the Good Boy. Yeah. Okay. And part of that is, I agree with the story and what they do. It's always kind of neat to see when a company gives back like that. So, cheers to them. Kudos to them. Keep doing that. That's really cool. So, I guess overall, again, canned cocktails are a thing that's here to stay, I believe. I mean, they're a big industry. It went from nothing to pretty big in relatively short amount of time. So, it's pretty crazy, but there's definitely a market. And, like I said, a lot of people, that's what they do. You usually can find a number of different ones, and it's good. So, hey, Cal, thank you so much for saying that you would do this one with me. Like I said, it was kind of a spur of the moment thing, but hey, got to do what we got to do, right?
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Hopefully we get snowed in together a little bit more.
There you go. Well, we'll see how the response is. I'm sure I'll hear some comments from the listeners and such, and we'll be planning on doing at least 1 or 2 more, maybe.
Yeah. Give me 2 thumbs up, please.
There you go. Yeah. We're not begging, but hey,
I am. I have no shame.
Well, cool. Yeah, thanks a lot for partaking in the pineapple edition of our canned cocktail shows. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Go out, look for some of these things, try them, I mean, they definitely have a place, and
Yes.
you might be surprised. Like I said, that's the biggest thing that I've come away with on these episodes that I've done on canned cocktails. They're better than I ever thought.
Yes.
I figured they're gonna be terrible.
And I'll say, don't be afraid to try new brands. Don't be afraid to try new flavors. I'm one of those people that I'll go to a liquor store, and if I see one I haven't had before and it sounds like it could be good, I grab it. I have my boyfriend's mom one time was like, I swear you have a different type of thing every time you come over here when I would bring stuff. And it's fun. It's the same with craft beer. It's fun to try new things, new flavors.
You are my daughter.
Yes.
So I was going to say, that's what we always say. Don't be afraid to try different things, different styles, different brands, different whatever. There's flavors out there for everybody, and there should be flavors.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, hey, Callie, I'm sure you've heard how we end these shows. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. And like we always say, we hope your campfire is always warm.
And your beer is always cold.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untappd, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.